So 3 types of customers. I know I have a problem and I'm looking for a solution. Let's sell them all day, every day. I know I have a problem. I'm unaware of the solution. Share your best stuff. Post consistently. Talk about you. I don't know I have a problem and I don't care about the solutions. They were going to be a no, bless and release.
Social media is always changing. And I know it probably feels exhausting and overwhelming, but the good news is that every time it changes, you have the chance to learn and get ahead of the curve. Hey. So the biggest sweeping change that has been happening on the algorithm is that content is shared based on interest, not necessarily showing your content to your followers. So this shift kind of impacts people on social media, but it has a huge effect on business owners specifically. Now, this is an amazing time to get in front of new people who don't know your business exists. So what's the best way to capitalize on this new exposure? Well, instead of guessing what questions you have as a business owner, I'm inviting you into a flash fire social media marketing Q&A. So it happened at a conference full of brilliant entrepreneurs. So their questions were great, and I know that you're going to feel right at home. So I broke down how to turn followers into customers, what platform is the best for your business, and how to quickly and strategically come up with marketing content that stands out from your competition. So let's dive in.
Thank you. Now what I would love to do is we have microphones. Now I know Q&A, people cringe at Q&A, but all I'm trying to do right now is we're gonna move fast. This is flash fire, get everything out of the way so we leave all of the excuses in the room. So I coach a very specific way. I use the QA method, Q-U-A-A. When you get on the mic, I don't need to know your history. I don't need to know the backstory. I don't need to know about your mama. We're starting with the question, Q. Then we get to you, the underlying question, because we always ask questions about a service level issue. When someone's like, I want to lose weight. And then as a good coach, what do you say? You got to stop hating yourself, right? Underlying question. We don't get into answers, we get into action. What are we going to do? Then we get into accountability. Question, underlying question, action, accountability. So we're going to raise the house lights up. We're going to get the mic. So if you can raise your hand, we'll go on one side with the mic. And then the other side with the mic. Great. And then this is what we call a mic on deck. Who's on this side that has a question? Back there, all the way with the light. Great. So then after this question, we're going to immediately bounce. We can get through these as quickly as possible. Hi, we'll start off with your question.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so for the DMs, where do I start with that? Because if no one's commenting on Reels and dropping, the word,
I got you.
do I just...
Okay.
I find the 35.
Beautiful. Now let's put ourselves in Main Street, USA at a cocktail party. If you were standing in the center of the room, would you just stand there and say, what do I do? What would you do at a cocktail party?
I'd go introduce myself.
Absolutely. So we're going to do that. There's a group of people who follow you. I don't care if you have 33 followers. You're going to introduce yourself to 33 people. Those are 33 new leads. It's not creepy. They know you.
Okay.
We're going to start there. And in the process of this, and they might not be your ideal client, but like, well, if you know anybody who might be interested in X, Y, and Z, please let me know. Then they make an introduction via DM. All we're doing is we're starting conversations. We're not going in as, are you struggling with fat loss in 2026? No! We're going to reach out to our followers who already follow us. And that is your objective. And if you can only do 5 a day, do 5 a day. But we're going to do as much as we can, however we can.
Okay.
Thank you. This side, who has a question?
How do you balance how much time you spend on social media every day if you have a family and all of the above?
So here's the thing. Some people would call it psychotic. I just call it highly organized. I have a Google Calendar. And on my calendar, I denote 2 or 3 times in a day that I'm spending 20 minutes. It's on my calendar. Like it's on my calendar the way that pick my kid up from school. That's on my calendar. I'm going to put it on my calendar. If we don't make time for it, we will never make time for it. I want to prioritize marketing because the more I market effectively, the more sales I get. The more sales I get, the faster vacations we get to go on. Yes and amen. Okay. Does that work? We're going to schedule it in 2 or 3 times a day as if it is a task. We'll move the mic to the next woman over there. Right there. She's back there with, yes, beautiful. And then we have a question here.
Hey, so help me change my mindset around what you said about giving away your best stuff.
Yes.
The reason why I'm asking is I feel like we've been in a culture of people are just looking for the next free lead magnet and just next one. But what you said was really intriguing. So help me change my mind on.
Absolutely. So what's the game that we're playing is if everybody gives a lead magnet, and actually, how many in this room, be real, do not give a lead magnet? Great. Okay, cool. So fact, not everybody's giving away a lead magnet. So the way that we speak to ourselves is training our mind to not do something or do something. So if we say not everybody, You can say a lot of people are. Okay, a lot of people are giving away a lead magnet. But what's our next game? We give away the lead magnet, and then we have a cultivation, either in email, if you're sending it via email, or in DM. It's the follow-up game. They say marketers ruin everything because it's true. The minute we find that something works, so sending a free lead magnet 10 years ago, it's like, oh man, people are responding. You were unique. Nobody else is doing it. Great. So if majority of people begin to do it, then what do we have to do? We have to add on the next layer. And the next layer is personal one-on-one reach out. Does that require more work? Yes. But does it lead to sales? Yes. So we're going to continue to add on layers to our marketing to show that we're one tiny step ahead. And here's the fact of the matter. You will get 9 no's before you get a yes. You will give away 9 PDFs that nobody will ever use until you get your one yes. So I am playing the game in the margins because the people who actually say yes, they got your best stuff and they're like, she's a gangster. She's for me. I will play that game. It's not for everybody, but I'll be real. What is the other option? Yeah. So we play games to get outsized results. Thank you. We'll go here. And then can I have I'm so sorry, there was a question. Is there? Okay, great. We'll get that handled. Okay.
Hola.
Hola.
Yo tengo 68 años.
Sí.
Mi target son mujeres de más de 60 años.
Okay.
Me quedo en
She's-
Instagram.
Well, pausa, por favor. She has 70. Oh, we have a translator there?
Yeah.
I was going to translate.
no.
But go ahead.
Me quedo en Facebook o en Instagram.
Facebook. Okay, we'll translate.
Her target is 60 years and older. Does she stay on Instagram or go to Facebook?
Beautiful. So if you are targeting anybody below 30, TikTok and Instagram, although TikTok is very different because it's much more about views, less about customers. Okay. Facebook. There is a lot of people on Facebook still, but the demographic will be 50 and above. If you're going after a professional market at any age, LinkedIn is absolutely fantastic. If you're like, okay, I'm going to do all of it, I'm going to say pause. Let's do one really, really well. Feel confident, and then add on a layer. More concentrated effort into one muscle group will get an outsized result in that muscle group. Yes and amen? Okay. Thank you. Gracias.
I am attracting a lot of men. Although my bio is optimized for women, my content is all towards moms of many, but they don't like me, the guys do. So I'm curious, should I just, all right, now I was going to say it, now I do men, but that's, would you transfer your focus to men and leave the moms behind?
Well, I would do a test. Like we're entrepreneurs, right? But my answer is not your answer, so I would tell you how I would answer. I would first say, do I want to serve a male clientele? If the answer is yes, then I would do a test. And the test is, are the men who are reaching out to me buying? If they're not buying, they're actually not customers. They're just looky-loos. And if that then becomes the case, I'm gonna go back to who I actually wanted to serve. And if the case is like I wanted to serve women, then I would just make the decision, actually, no, I don't. Nothing's wrong with choosing a particular demographic. I want to work with women because this is the test. They are my buyers. And then I just wouldn't engage with any of the men. That's it.
Okay, great, thanks.
Thank you.
Quick question. Substack, your thoughts on that? And then Substack versus email newsletter.
Well, see, you could double dip. Okay, so Substack. Are we familiar with Substack? Oh, wow, look at you, Mama, doing the dang thing. Okay. I know many women are like, no, another platform. Okay. So I started in the blogging era, 2007. I grew my business and I didn't grow fans, I grew fanatics. Long form content about who you were and people were reading it. Then social media came around and the content got smaller. And then video came around on social media and then the content becomes very, very, very little because everything's visual. Blogging in 2007 was how you won the game. Then it dropped. Substack is like a blog, but it will also go to somebody's email. You're writing a long form piece of content and it will come to their email and they could subscribe to your Substack the way that they were subscribing to blogs. So this kind, beautiful woman is saying there's an opportunity here. And it's a very smart question because whenever a platform or something is new, if you are first to it, you get the lion's share. So Substack has been very popular for the last 2 years, but in the last 8 months has really soared because people are saying this is a business opportunity that's been unrivaled. But what happens is if you don't like long form writing, don't get started on Substack. This is consistency This is writing. And dare I say it, if you were angling towards a demographic above 50 who like to read, then great. There's not a right or wrong. People are like, well, what are your thoughts about like X or Twitter? I'm like, if that's where your people are, go to your people. If you're a great writer, write. So you're going to choose something. But we have to understand that the amount of people on Substack and the amount of people who are actually open their emails are going to be less than the people who spend time on social media. But if you know your person is Substack, they want to read long form, they like the slow pacing and control of their inbox, then you write. And you write, and you write, and you write, and you act like Alexander Hamilton, who outwrote all of his competition. Thank you. Thank you.
Are you saying that now niching down is out? People want more variety from who they follow?
I believe, and this is one woman's opinion, it's both. It's niche with interest. Because I can't, if we don't have a niche, and then I'm like, oh, I'm just talking about hunting. Well, that's just too broad. If I knew I wanted to talk about hunting to moms of 3 in Alabama in their late 20s, and then I'm like, I talk about hunting, I talk about taxidermy, I talk about making my own jelly, it pertains more to that. Did you guys like how that just came? I'm a city girl. How did I just come up with that? So I still believe it's niche and then even interest-based according to the niche.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, this is rather a basic question.
No
but-
such thing.
Okay, thanks.
No such thing.
Thank
It's
you.
not.
What is the best way to figure out a hook? I'm always like, I stumble over that.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
Well, actually, can you pick A or B?
Can I what?
Can you pick option 1 or option 2?
You should go for it.
Okay. Well, actually, can we do a quick quiz?
Okay.
Wait, could I get a recommendation?
Oh, God.
All we're doing with a hook is for somebody to say, like, well, oh, yeah. Now, it's never been easier than with our friend, Chat Daddy. You know? Okay. So, ChatGPT, Claude, you're saying, I'm a fitness professional. Way too broad. I'm a female fitness professional targeting this demographic. My post is about this. I want to spark somebody's interest on insert social platform. Please give me 10 hooks, because Chat Daddy speaks in the language of social media, that would stop somebody scrolling in their tracks and prompt them to engage. Then you get 10. It's never been easier. But because it's never been easier, what do good marketers do? Ruin everything. A lot of people are doing it. So in order to stand out and not have the, are you struggling with that 2 p.m. slump, right? We have to get more specific. The more specific we speak about ourselves and the more specific we speak about our customer, the more hooks pertain specifically to them. This goes back to niche and interest. Thank you. Not a basic question whatsoever. Yes.
Hi, I just made the 8-second reel that you gave us the template for.
Okay.
And I tagged you and I wondered if you would like it when you have time.
I mean, yes, bravo. Okay, but I just want to point out something because, you know, I'm a wee bit of a hater. She made it while I was speaking.
I did.
She's doing 2 things at once. You must be a mom. You're multitasking.
I
That's
did.
right. That's right. I'll take it. But bravo. So this is the point. The point is we will find reasons or we will find excuses. And you got to get real honest with yourself. Am I giving myself an excuse? And if the answer is yes, get into motion, any motion, all the motion. And the beauty, like, I believe that fitness professionals are starving, standing in front of a buffet line with an empty plate. What do I post today? What do I post today? Put something on your dang plate. Y'all can wear spandex and grab some weights and not have to put on makeup. You guys can be walking on down on the street and you see it's like a beautiful sunset. You put your head in front of the sun and the glorious light around you and you just do a 2-second clip like this. It's like, reminder, work out. And that thing gets a lot of views. And if it gets a lot of views, you build a lot of interest. You're making your smoothie. You're making your protein coffee. How do you pack your kids' lunch? How do you pack for an airplane ride? What food do you order to your hotel room if you're trying to eat right? The content abounds, ladies. If you are emaciated, that is your choice.
Okay. Hi, thank you. I was just curious, you were talking about testing, your market
Yes.
and different types of content and platforms. So how long do you give yourself when you're new and you're creating content to say, you know what, I kind of want to pivot and maybe I want to try something else? Like, how long do you give yourself to see whether or not it's responding well?
Beautiful. So never before in human history have we had a faster feedback loop. There were times that our caveman ancestors would write something and then eons later somebody else would come back and read it, right? And then now it's like we would write a newspaper article and we're like, oh, we have to wait a whole day before somebody actually reads it and then gives us an opinion. So it's like a 48-hour loop before we get something back. And now we have like a 48-second loop on social media. And the temptation is to put something out, we see fast feedback and they're like, they hate it, I can't do it anymore. So what I have chosen to do is I work in 90-day windows. Now, I'm going to pause here and say, I actually refuse to have an opinion about anything that I'm doing at any given point in time for a full year. Okay, I am looking at this in a year scope. If I step in, if I might make a change to something pretty significant, adding another interest base or something that I'm testing, I'm going to do it for 90 days before I have an opinion. Because I'm not looking at, like, how did this one piece of content do? I'm actually looking at if I post every single day, how did these 90 pieces of content do? And we don't need to get fancy. We don't need any other technology. We can actually just go to our Instagram page and just continue to scroll. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, like, this reel had more engagement. Now, one thing I'm also noticing right now in the algorithm is what is indexed in the algorithm at its highest is shares. If you carefully pay attention to meme accounts, they have more shares than they have likes and comments. Why? People publicly don't want to like or comment on something that's a wee bit inappropriate. But what will they do? They'll send it to their sisters, you know? So what the algorithm is looking for is who's sending what to whom, because it looks like an endorsement of saying, this is the thing that I want. So I am looking at comments and likes and also the amount of shares. And then after 90 days, I will say what pieces of content did well, and guess what? I repeat all of them all over again. Exactly. I don't repurpose it. I was just like, oh, in this one, it was about 8 seconds and it was 4 clips. And one of them, I was in an airplane. The next time I'm on an airplane, I'm going to do that again. Then I'm going to do like when I'm getting ready. I'm just repeating what worked. And guess what? What I've noticed is when I go back and I repeat the content that worked in the past, it continues working again. And then I do another 90 days. And so all I'm doing is collecting what's working. And then I take my best shot at that content again. So I'm making a year commitment. I silo it down to 90 days. I use data. And you guys, if you open up your Instagram insights, Mark Zuckerberg and Adam Mosseri are literally giving you a blueprint. They're telling you, your people like this. Do more of this. Go into that data and just recreate it all over again. You will get outsized results. And you're not aiming in the dark anymore. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I was going to ask you, yesterday we had a really interesting speech from Stacey, that she was telling us about systems.
Yes.
So what systems do you use? I can imagine that your DMs don't like personalize, you don't personalize everything, or do you? Or what systems do you
Okay, so as far as systems go, I try my best to batch my content once or twice a month. Why? Because on my calendar, I can block, I know some people are gonna be like, oh, I can't believe that. I block 7 hours and I say, I'm gonna do this. Why? I have all my clothes out. I know what music I wanna have. All of this stuff, because have you ever woken up and you're like, I haven't posted in 3 days. What's a trending reel? Wait, what copy am I gonna use? Okay, I gotta set it up. Oh my gosh, my light is not charged. Okay, and then you spend an hour and 7 minutes to create a 7-second piece of content that falls flat. And you're like, why? If we fail to plan, we plan to fail. So what I do is I plan everything out. And so the system in advance is plan. What are you doing? Is it blocked out on your calendar? That then becomes the plan. And then I just attribute one post to every day of the month. And talk to me about any other system that would be pertaining to that system.
Like, for example, when you're doing your DMs, so do you just like start writing individual DMs to everyone you're sending them to, or do you have something planned out?
Well, in the beginning, when I was first starting this, I just went to my followers. I would click on the followers tab, and I know it should be a lot more organized. It didn't. I just went rogue. I was like, "Hi, thank you so much." Like, I would go to their profile. I was like, "Oh, I look like the Amalfi Coast. I want to go there someday." Like another thing is like, "Oh my gosh, your cat is so cute. I'm not a cat person, but this one might change me." Again, just my followers, just commenting. And then guess what? Those people not only would DM, they go back to my account because the algorithm will prioritize if I've engaged with somebody, they start seeing my content. So then this person's like, wow, this homegirl showed up for me. She doesn't even know me. And she's liking and commenting on the other posts. And what happens? Oh, they're now back in the ecosystem. I just went rogue. And guess what? If I sent a DM like to the same person like a week later, oh well. You know, I'm just like, let's have conversation. I'm literally in the mall being like, this is my store. I'm really proud of it. Let's go.
But when you start selling, do you have something?
Well, I have questions. So here's the thing. You don't want to sell to somebody who doesn't want to buy. There are 3 types of buyers. I know I have a problem and I'm actively looking for a solution. Those are going to be the easiest people to sell. I have a problem. I don't know what solutions exist. I don't know I have a problem and I don't care about the solutions. I am not trying to sell to the person who is not looking to create a digital product online. So I'm asking questions of people who are pre-qualified. Now, the tricky, beautiful part is that you're selling fitness. There's a lot of people who want fitness. Like a lot of people want to get healthy, right? So we have to start thinking of questions. Now, I can't say, here's the 3 questions you ask anybody on the internet. Not at all, because your target demographic, specifically Latinos, roll differently. We're very family oriented. The minute any one of the primas, our cousins, want to go on a diet, everyone's like, We have to carefully take assessment of who we're speaking to and how they want to be spoken to. We have to look at this. And I literally, ladies and gentlemen, you're at the farmer's market. If somebody is carrying a baby and juggling a dog and you're like, well, do you want to try my soap? They're not ready. So we got to just ask questions. This is a real conversation with a human in the DMs. And yes, I will go to somebody's profile. And when I think that somebody's perfect for my offer, and I'm like, oh, I ask, do you have a digital offer? Or is there any way that you're connecting with people? Straight out. Not in the beginning, this after maybe 3 or 4 DMs. And if they're like, I do, I don't know what to do with it. I was like, let's talk. What questions do you have? I'll send them a voice memo. Blows their mind. And I'm like, I'd love to get you on a call with our sales team. And they say yes. How many do I have to do of those a day? A lot. But I'm not offended that the mom who's juggling the baby and taking the dog and holding a bag of oranges is like, she said no. It must be about my soap. Is it me? Is it me? She wasn't ready. So 3 types of customers. I know I have a problem and I'm looking for a solution. Let's sell them all day, every day. I know I have a problem. I'm unaware of the solution. Share your best stuff. Post consistently. Talk about you. I don't know I have a problem and I don't care about the solutions. There were going to be a no. Bless and release. Thank you. Thank you.
You mentioned about your bio, like
Yes.
Instagram bio, and
Yes.
to be as specific as possible, and who is it for?
Yes.
I'm fearful of doing that, thinking I'm going to leave people on the table.
I love it. I love it.
Help me get over that.
Great. So a couple things. So I'm 50% holy and 50% hood, right? So if I don't start with the holy, people are like, she's so hard. Okay, so the holy part is it's never been easier to work with people who know, like, and trust you. Those customers who know, like, and trust you, they come in and they're less needy and more supportive, and they just like you. Okay. Then there's the hood side, data, analytics, like, let's get it together. And that truthfully is every business, every successful empire has always started off with one very specific person. So for us to believe that in middle America or in Southern California, mom of one, that I can speak to everybody and somehow permeate, I can do it different or better than the multi-billion-dollar national organizations who have their target demo. Because every person who buys Bud Light doesn't look the same, but Bud Light knows who they're targeting precisely and exactly. The crazy thing about setting a bullseye is that the people who land right in the bullseye don't become fans, they become fanatics. But the crazier thing about a bullseye is that even if they don't fall into this and they're just on the outside, they still know who you're about. They know what you're about. They see your perspective. And if they choose to buy, they know exactly who you are. So the problem without having a bullseye is that we become vanilla to everybody. And when is the last time you walked into 31 flavors and said, I want vanilla? Never. Butter pecan, sherbet, ice cream. My daughter likes bubblegum ice cream. Who in the world? But guess what? They knew their demo. The question becomes, am I courageous enough to speak to a small group of people who will give me outsized results? If we have a high churn of our customers and clients, it's because they felt unseen. The more you speak to this specific person in this specific way, and you never know if a mom who decides, I don't know, I'll just say, like, use a mom, and she's your target demographic, and then her daughter decides to do it with her. Or like my sister who decided to do a training program and brought my mom into it. My mother is not the target demographic whatsoever, and yet she's in it. That's the thing about having a target demographic. You're empowering your customers to become evangelists. The best business is when you have your customers bringing you in business. If that's what you have, treat that customer right. Surprise her with flowers. Give her a shout out on social media. Those people. But those people speak up when they think you're speaking directly to them. That is the power of a target demographic.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we talk about hashtags and tagging?
Yes, hashtags and tagging. So they're not dead. They're not dead. But do you guys remember the days of like 50 hashtags? Not necessary. What the hashtags become powerful for is within the caption to guide people to where you want them to go. Hashtags were created pre-SEO on Instagram, search engine optimization. There was a time when Instagram could not read your caption and could not read what you were writing on your carousel or your videos or your posts. Now it can. So it's like everything you write in your video or carousel, everything you write in your caption is indexed. Which is why, have you ever been on Instagram and you're like, how am I being targeted by the most perfect ads right now? They know all. They read all. If you sent a Siamese kitten to your homegirls in a DM thread, you're gonna come in and you're gonna see 2 pieces of Siamese content. Even if you do not like, comment, or share, but you watch it, lots of Siamese cat content. Why? Their job is to keep you on the platform as long as possible. And the more you tell Moseri what you like, the more they're going to shovel it down. So the main question, you could use them. They're more like guideposts, but they're less effective because the algorithm has gotten so good at serving people exactly what it is they want. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So my question is, well, my overall question is, how do you clarify your message when you're showing up authentically on social media and you're a multi-layered person, like you do multiple things? So how do you streamline your message, one, and then two, also create an offer that really, I would say, attaches to that message?
Great. What used to be on social media is that you talk about one thing in a very deep and profound way, again and again and again and again, because you were speaking to the same amount of followers, same people who were seeing your content. I now believe, and this is one woman's opinion, that I want one word to embody who I am, one sentence. And the content that I create, I use that as a litmus test. I use that as a totem pole. So, I'm getting very vulnerable. I believe I'm a conduit of belief. I make people believe. And that's my superpower. I make people believe that an unqualified, uneducated, unfunded brown girl from the hood could do something impossible. So if I can do it, I deeply believe other people can do it too. And so when I get on stages and people hear me speak, they may not like me, but they trust. And if they trust, and they believe that they can take what I am teaching and what they're learning back, then I have done my job. That's who I am, and that's what I'm about. So the content pieces that I post, I go back and I say, does this make somebody believe? Am I attracting? Am I repelling? Am I sharing my best stuff for free? Am I creating the conversations? And as long as they go back to say, Jasmine makes me believe, Jasmine is inspiring me, then I said, I've done my job. Everything has to go through the through line of what am I about? What were you put on this earth for? And yes, everybody's put on this earth for like bigger booties and smaller waists. Yes and amen. But like, what are you about? Like, what are you about? Because when you know what you're about and you speak to a very specific person about that, then the things you are talking about feels like it's resonant with them, even if they don't have cats or children or live on the East Coast. I'm about that person. And her content makes me feel a little bit more that I can do that, even if it's not exactly as resonant. So, synopsis. I have a sentence. Who am I and what am I about? Each piece of varying content I am pointing back. Does it hold this? Like, do I make somebody believe? Do I get them closer to taking action? If the answer is yes, then I continue to post it. But here again, I have my who am I about? What am I about? And then at the end of the day, I'm on social media to make money. Period, the end. It's not fun for me. It's my job. But here again, we will do things we don't want to do to get results other people don't have. So my thesis, who I'm about, I will do things I don't want to do to get results that other people don't have. I am here to sell on my business. I am a conduit of belief. The content that I am putting out, do you believe? Have you got belief? Are you moving towards it? Are you willing to take action? Are you willing to invest? Let's go. That's what I want to do. And that's what I want to encourage every single person here in this room. Thank you for the question. But before we end, we just spent 80 minutes together, and it feels for me that the energy in the room is ready and it's palpable. But I want you to bottle this energy on the inside of you so that when you walk out into the sun, you express deep gratitude for your health. We live in an incredible country. We are led by incredible people in this room and outside of this room. You have your health, and you have a group of people, even if your partner begrudgingly said, okay, you can go, and your kids are with your in-laws, and whatever the case may be, you made it work. And so you're here in the sunshine, learning how to become a better person and a better entrepreneur. And I just want you to take the moment to soak it in. You are the 1%. How beautiful and amazing and empowering that you get to choose your future and your destiny. And we get to market the thing that we've been called to do in the palm of our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for doing the work. Thank you for asking incredible questions. And to Amanda, thank you for the kind and generous invite. It has been an honor and a privilege. I appreciate you. Take care.
I shared this marketing Q&A not because I'm in love with social media, but because I'm in love with business, mine and yours. I believe you found this show and this episode for a reason. I believe that you have something special to put out into the world. And I am sharing this content because I want you to take this and learn and post. Create content. Let people know your business exists, that you have something that will help, that you have a solution to their greatest need. I want you to believe that you deserve the opportunity to create an offer, serve people well, and create financial freedom. If you enjoyed this show, I would be honored if you left a review. It will take less than 30 seconds, but it impacts myself and the team so much. Thank you for watching and listening to The Jasmine Star Show.